Welcome everyone to It Tastes Different Gaming Appetizers. And do you like rewards? How about Epic Rewards? Well, Epic Game Stores has a new reward program called Epic Rewards, where they epically reward you for spending your hard-earned cash with them. You will get something akin to Capital One 5% cash back store credit. 5% of your purchase back in store credit on the Epic Game Store. So for every purchase, no matter what it is, it appears to be part of this. That's games, apps, DLC, virtual currency like V-Bucks and stuff like that. You know, all the money that you spend through their store, you'll get 5% back. So sounds like they're taking a book out of Capital One's wallet, and asking where you're going to spend your money now. You're going to spend it with Steam or you're going to spend it with Epic? Is this enough of a deal to get you away from Steam and in Epic's store? Rewards is nothing new. A lot of game providers out there, Microsoft and Sony have their own rewards program. You spend money with them, you get, Sony and Microsoft's, their programs give you points, which points adds up to, that you could cash in for rewards, or money, that you can put on a card, a Microsoft card or a Sony card to get, $5-10, that kind of stuff. Or you can spend it in sweepstakes and things like that with Microsoft. And they have other ways of earning rewards besides just buying stuff. But Epic, is going with the, buy more stuff, get more back. So they are going with the GameStop model. Buy more, get more. So the way it supposedly works is that you will receive your credit 2 weeks after you make a purchase. The credit supposedly stacks with discounts and coupons. So it's 5% credit so whatever you get in your Epic wallet or whatever they're going to call it will basically go towards whatever. It acts like real currency. So if you have $5 in your Epic, from your Epic rewards, you can spend that however you want, no matter if the item's on sale or discounted or whatever. The one thing that I don't like, and they're going the gift card route, is that your rewards will expire in 25 months. So a little over 2 years. So use it or lose it kind of thing. But 25 months is quite a while. If you spend a lot on video games, like I spent a lot on Steam, you will rack up the points and hopefully you're spending it. If you're getting 5%, $5 on pretty much every $100 you spend on their site, you will get a pretty good chunk. So, $5-10 in your reward wallet to spend every time you buy a game. So that's a pretty good deal. And Epic is really, really pushing the market to try to dethrone Steam. They're giving away free games. They're giving away heavily discounted games. They had a mega sale not too long ago where they had some games cut by 75%, and stuff was, I think Returnal was on there, but it was only like 20%. But Far Cry 6 was 75% off. That game's been out for a while. Cyberpunk was like 50% off. Alan Wake Remaster was 60%. So they're pushing it. And then, they did their free game that they were just putting out there was Death Stranding. So they're pushing hard to steal customers away from Steam. So is this enough to make you do a double take or completely stop purchasing on Steam? That's the whole reason why I like Steam, is my singular library instead of having to go everywhere, because I can load Steam keys from most games I buy online into Steam and have the game managed over there rather than having to go to like Origin and all these other launchers and crap to store my games. So Nick, is this enough to drive you away from Steam?
No, but I like it. And the main reason why is, I like the rewards program. Like, I use the PlayStation and the Xbox's rewards programs, and I like them. I like to collect points and then cash those in for discounts on the games that I buy in the future. So with Epic, it's pretty much the same thing, right? And so I would definitely, if I bought things from Epic, and sometimes I do, it's very rare, but sometimes I do. And so that'll be nice to have those points to be able to possibly cash in at some point and buy something. The problem is, though, like you said, Steam is where I have everything, right? I mean, if Epic and Steam came out at the same time, right? And Epic was doing all this and Steam was just doing what it's doing now, which is nothing besides their sales, then I might be like, yeah, okay, I'll start my library over here, right? Because there's a lot more incentive. But I have like over 1,000 games on Steam. I don't want to start over on Epic. Like, I like the discount program. I like that. And I like the coupons they do. They usually have a lot of sales. They have the free games. I do collect the free games and stuff. I have bought in some games on Epic when they're just like Epic exclusives, especially when they're having a sale and they're doing the coupons. I'll use the coupon and buy something, if I see something on there for super cheap, or if it's just an exclusive on Epic at the current time and I really want to play it. But other than that, if I find something on Epic, which I don't look at Epic very often, but if I do see a game on Epic and I'm like, oh, that's a cool looking game, the first thing I do is I go over to Steam and see if it's there. If it's there, even if it's not on sale, if it's there and I say it's full price over on Steam, but it's on sale on Epic, I'll just throw it in my wish list on Steam and wait for it to go on sale. And that's mainly, like I said again, it's because that's where I started, right? And that's where the majority of my library is sitting. All my games are sitting over at Steam. I don't want to have to go between Epic and Steam for games that I want, right? On Steam, they're eventually going to go on sale. The nice thing with Epic is you can use your discount or your cash back, I guess, with something on sale. So that's nice. You can like stack them, and as well with the coupons, right? So you can kind of triple stack there. Which is nice. But again, if there was some way I can get my library from Steam over to Epic, then, maybe I would switch over. But the fact that my Steam, my library sits on Steam, I'm not going to do that. Hopefully this will make, which you probably won't, but hopefully this will make Valve do some sort of program like this, but it won't. Because as much as Epic tries, and like you said, Epic is really trying their best, I just don't think they're going to sway people over to it. Not because Epic's, as far as launchers go, Epic's launcher is definitely better than it used to be. And, as far as launchers where you have games, I would say it's probably number 2, right? Behind Steam. But there's so many people on Steam that are in the same boat I am, right? And probably you as well, where they have their base is established there, right? Their foundation, their house, whatever, you talk about, with Epic, it's a foundation, whereas Steam, I have a whole mansion sitting there, right? That kind of analogy. And I don't want to move my mansion, right? So it's like, and I think a lot of people are in that same boat where their libraries are there, their Steam friends are there, like they have everything set up because Steam's been just around for so long, right? If you were new to the whole thing, then I could definitely see and being like, I don't know, do I want to do Steam or do I want to do Epic? And what also comes into effect with that too is, where do my friends play? It's kind of like the PlayStation and Xbox and Nintendo thing, right? People ask you like, what console would you get? And it's like, well, this may be one I want or this one here, but ultimately it comes down to, where are my friends at? Are my friends playing on PlayStation? Well, then I'm going with that. Are my friends playing on Xbox? Then I'm getting an Xbox, right? Are they on Switch? Then I'm getting a Switch, because I want to play with my friends. And I think a lot of Steam or PC players are the same way when it comes to that. Like, if I want to play a game on PC with my buddies, then we're all going to buy it on Steam because we have our friend lists are there. Like, that's where all of our cooperative and multiplayer games are sitting. So that's just where we're going to go for all that, right? The only time that I think me and Pat have played cooperative on Epic is when there was an Epic exclusive, and that was the only place to play that game. But other than that, if it's on Steam, that's 9 times out of 10, that's where we're going to go, regardless of what Epic does. Sorry, Epic, you're really trying. Giving you an A for effort, but you're just still not going to get those people over on Steam on your side, I don't think.
I think Epic's going to have to do something, right? Because while they have an established player base, which is the same reason I would do the same exact thing that you do. I don't have nearly the games you have. I think I have like 300 and something. I don't have 1,000. But, they will lose out on that new PC players that come up, right? Like you said, if you're fairly new and your Steam library only is like, less than 100 games or maybe even none. So you're brand new to PC gaming. You're going to go where the deals are, unless you've got, like you said, friends that play on this other one. But for the most part, PC games, you could play with your friends no matter where you bought the game, right? I could play with people from Steam even if I bought the game on Epic, It's just the Steam ecosystem makes it really easy to play games with your friends because it's just like Microsoft or Sony. You pop in the game and it's like invite players and it ties right into the Steam friends list. And you're like, oh, look, my friends are online. Easy, one button click, invite my friends over. Whereas if they were on Epic, I'm going to have to go like find their ID or something like that, or some rigmarole to have to get to do it. But, really, if you're not sold and neck deep into Steam already, Epic's going to hook, line, and sinker you because their deals, a lot of times their deals are better. And but a lot of PC players could be bargain bin PC players. Like I consider myself close to being a bargain bin PC player. And what I mean by that is I'll do what Nick said. I'll see a game on sale on either Steam or Epic, but I have a threshold for that game. I'm like, I would pay $30 for that game. And until it hits that, I'm not buying it. So if I see that it's on sale on Epic for, 20% off, I'll go check Steam and see if it's also on sale. And I do the same thing Nick does. If it's not, I'm like, yeah, I want that. I'll put it on my wish list and I'll keep an eye. And when I see it says, hey, that game is 50% off, back when games were 60, so I can get it for 30, that's my buy-in time. Or maybe I'd get lucky and it's a 60% off sale or something. As I do the same thing. So I have a wish list that's larger than my library, unfortunately, So I'm constantly getting updates every day. Hey, this item's on sale. This item's on sale. And I don't mind that. I signed up for it and I got it because I want it. I don't really have a wish list set up on Epic, that because I'm just like, whatever, and the games I've personally bought on Epic are just like Nick said, the exclusive. I bought Satisfactory, because that's where it was, originally only available. And I think I got like Rebel Galaxy 2 on Epic because that's where it was originally only available. But most of my stuff is on Steam, and that's because, I've been PC gamer since, the 90s. And so when Steam came around, I'm like, oh, here, Gabe, take my money, So Steam needs to do something, though, or else they're going to just remain flat. And what I mean flat, not like revenue flat, but number of users of their ecosystem. And Epic is going to catch up because newer players. And so eventually they'll be able to overtake them because as the people who have amassed the libraries age out and, stop playing or they kick the bucket or something, they're losing their total count, to Epic. And I don't know how close that is right now. I don't know what active. I know that Epic doesn't have nowhere near the active access count that Steam does. I think I looked it up 6 months or so ago, and Steam was still dominating Epic with the number of active users and unique sign-ons to the system. So they have to do something or else they're going to go stagnant and they'll lose out in the long run. Long run could be 20 years from now, for all we know, or it could be 10 years, But, because I'll be honest with you, PC gaming, while fun, and some games are just meant for PC rather than consoles, console gaming is cheaper, in the long run, I think, because I don't care what anybody says. I'm upgrading my PC. And when I upgrade my PC, I spend a lot more on that than I would buying a new console every time. A new video card is easily going to run me $300 to $500. $300 if I'm wanting to cheap it out. $500 if I'm wanting like mid-range these days. If I want like top, I'm saying $1,000, $800 to $1,000. If I want like super extreme, I'm spending thousands, but I'll upgrade my PC every 5 to 8 years. And what that typically means is new video card. I'll expand the memory, see if I can get some faster memory and expand the RAM count, probably put in a bigger drive, or see if I can support newer technology, maybe I can get a better processor, and I'm still spending $700-800 on my computer, if not more, to upgrade that. So console gaming has been cheaper, but there's diehard PC gamer fans out there that will never touch a console, but console gaming is more accessible for a majority of people. And quite frankly, I have PC, I have consoles, I have Xbox, Switch, PlayStation, PC. I do it all because I like gaming. But, Steam is going to get left behind, catch up. Gabe needs to rethink his plan. And I thought wasn't Steam offering a free game not too long ago, Nick? I thought Steam had like a free game they were offering. I don't remember if it was any good or not, but
sometimes they do. And I don't know if it's really Steam offering it or like the publisher, sometimes they'll have games that are free out there that you can grab, but they're not really showcased on the storefront like Epic does, so you just got to search for the game. And so I think those come from the publisher, but yeah, I agree. I think Steam needs to do something to compete with Epic, right? Up to this point, Steam really didn't need to compete with Epic. But Epic is pushing the boundary more and more, and Steam's going to have to compete with them a bit. Not necessarily to retain the users that Steam has today, but new users, right? Because there's always going to be new PC players that are going to come into the fold, or console players that decided they want to get a high-end PC and start PC gaming. And, at this point, Epic Game Store and Steam Steam is definitely well known, but now Epic Game Store is pretty well known, right? So they're going to know that both of these things exist more than likely. And then if they see like these programs and the vouchers and the sales and things like that and the free games and all that stuff going on the Epic side, that's might be where they land, right? And say, okay, well, I'm going there because like I can get all these free games and they got all these vouchers and reward program. And what does Steam have? Oh, they got a sale once in a while, right? It's like, okay. I mean, they have sales all the time, like midweek sales, and then I'm talking about their bigger sales, right? The bigger sales are usually they have the springtime sale and the Christmas sale and Halloween sales and stuff like that. But those are every few months or so that they have those big ones, but they always have one going on throughout the week, right? But still though, that's not going to, if Epic does more and continues to, and they probably will, to continue to entice people to come over to their side, that's going to really start working. Right. Especially maybe for some people that are just using Steam exclusively, maybe, but definitely new players that come into the ecosystem are going to see Epic and go, well, I'm going over there. So I think Steam, and it would be nice as a active Steam player for Steam to, or for Valve to compete, right? Because I would like to see some free games maybe coming onto Steam, or a Steam loyalty program, right? Where I can get, or the coupon thing that Epic does, right? Where when they have a sale, they have that coupon that you can get like $5 off, and that keeps repeating, right? When you use it and buy something, it's usually over a certain amount. Then you get another coupon, right? So you can continue buying and continue getting that $5 off, right? If you have several games that you want to buy. So it's a nice incentive for anybody coming in and wanting to purchase games. Like I said at the beginning, it wouldn't convince me to come over just because of that fact, right? That my library exists on Valve or on Steam. If I was a new PC player coming into the ecosystem, I would probably go over to Epic, right? More than likely. And that's where my library would be. Because of the free games and stuff like that, especially the free games. The free games entices you to start using that launcher when they have free games every week, twice a month or something like that, or every week or whatever it is. That entices you to download and start using that launcher. So for new players, they're like, hey, there's free games on there. I can get because it even has a timer showing you when the next free game is, right? Not always. Right now they have it set to mystery games because I think they're doing something right now, but they usually show you what's next. So you as a player coming into the ecosystem brand new are going to be like, oh, cool. Like next week I can get Borderlands 3 or something like that, right? And so that's where you're going to start off. So being a new player, if I were a new PC player, I would probably go into the Epic Store. That's probably where my library would be. But like you said, being established, I've had Steam for years upon years. So that's just, and then there's nothing, unless there was some way that I can take all my games out of Steam and move them over to Epic, which there's not. But if there was, then, maybe I would say that. But it's mainly because my library's there. It's not like I have, not like in the gaming sphere where people have like loyalty to one thing or another. I don't have loyalty to Steam versus Epic. It's just Steam is just where all my library is, right? And the convenience of Steam, right? Steam's had a long time to overlay with their overlays and the friends list and the Steam overlay that comes up when games. I think Epic has one too. We played Rockay City. That was an Epic Store exclusive when we reviewed that one. I'm trying to remember the experience of playing, getting in the friends list and stuff. Did we use the Epic launcher to connect with each other, or did we just do it through the game? I can't remember.
I think we just did it through the game.
Okay.
But it showed your friends. I'm pretty sure it showed your Epic friends.
It did, yeah. So it's very similar to Steam, where it does like pop up in the upper right-hand corner when you start a game that has multiplayer and your friends are online playing the same thing. It shows up and says something.
I think that's how it was, yeah.
Yeah. But I think we did use this just the games thing.
Here's the thing is that Epic has a lot going for it, and if it wasn't for the library, I would be in the same boat. They're better. They have a better developer split. I think it's like 88-12 rather than Steam's 70-30 split. So Steam is taking 30%, and if you post an Unreal Engine game on Steam, Unreal takes a cut. Whereas if it's on Epic, they don't take a cut. So it's a lot more developer friendly on the Epic side than the Steam side. So, but I think they're like way behind on active unique sessions, peaking, or I think they're like half. Last time I read, they were about half what Steam had. Now, overall account, Steam boasts that they've got 7 billion unique accounts, but they've been in business for 20 years or some crap like that. So it's going to be hard for Epic to catch up with that, except for time. But I think Epic will. And Steve, if Gabe and Val and all them don't do something.
Yeah, I mean, if Steam keeps slacking in that department and not giving incentives, like I said, I'm not sure about players that exist now in the Steam ecosystem, but definitely new players, right? And there's going to be new players, and those new players are probably going to go over to Epic if Epic continues this route of introducing new programs and incentives to bring people into the ecosystem. So,
yep. So you got anything else before we take out our wallets and head on over to Epic? All right. Well, let us know what you think down in the comments. Is this enough to make you swap from going to Steam mostly to Epic? Do you mostly already use Epic, and why? Is Epic the place for all your games? Or is it because there's better deals for you, or is it because of their developer relations? What is it if you're mostly using Epic? If you're not leaving it Steam for Epic, why not? You're still sticking at Epic. Is it because of the same reason Nick and I are? It's just the majority of our library is over there. Let us know, because that's why I stick around, because I have like an Origin account for EA, and I forget I have games over there all the time, and I'll load it up every now and then and be like, oh yeah, my Command and Conquers and this and that. And I just get all nostalgic and load them up and play for a while, and then I forget about it again for a couple of years. So, let us know what you think down in the comments. And if you're not subscribed, you've reached the end of this episode. So go ahead and hit that subscription button for us. Help us out. Nick needs a new Switch, so help us out, subscribe so we can get Nick a new Switch. So we hope you enjoyed this episode, and we hope to catch you in the next one.